Hello! Welcome to Fables and Fairies. I'm the fairy. We tell fables. Hello! Welcome back to Candlekeep Outsource Commission. Usual, before we dive into things, we have our usual announcements. Due to our technical limitations and zany schedules, we are speaking to you from the past because we do have to pre-record. So, those of us here on screen cannot see what is being said in chat. However, I am always around during chat, and sometimes the players are to type in or say hello, hang out during break time or after the show. So yeah, pop on by, say hello in chat. We love to see you around, and that's awesome. Speaking of chat, this is a loving queer community, so none of those phobes, none of that nonsense, transphobic, racist, etc., not tolerated here. And if you go awry of that, Nightbot will have a word with you, as might I. Also keep in mind the typical sort of Twitch chat rules: English only, no links, no spamming, excessive symbols, that sort of nonsense. And of course, we love the live viewers who are watching us on Twitch right now. But if you're watching on Twitch VOD later, that's awesome too. We love to have you around. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello, we love to have you there. Throw a subscribe down on YouTube so you'll be notified when these VODs get updated. Or come hang out with us on Twitch when things premiere, because we'll love to have you there. And I think that about covers that. So without further ado, unless there are any announcements from anyone else, open up the floor. We have a belated birthday. RJ celebrated his birthday lately.
Happy birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you.
He's very young. He's only in his early 20s.
Precisely.
Yes. And I always will be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have the hairline of a man in your early 20s.
Oh, we're going bald now, and that's just would never happen before I died.
Right.
Yeah, thank you all. It was a lovely birthday, all things considered. I had a great time. To those of you celebrating birthdays and various family things, we welcome you to celebrate those in chat right now. Go!
Yay! Boom, 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 boom.
I feel like we should establish a rule of like birthday inspiration or something.
Oh.
What's your birthday gift to the birthday boy in game?
Please no.
Like how every MMO gives you some stupid, unique item that you don't really want on your birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Get a pet.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. Maybe, I don't know.
We'll find something in game and gift it to his character.
I will state that I have a negative experience with a DM giving players birthday presents.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Wow, that sounds like there's a story behind that we don't want to hear on stream.
I mean,
slow
do you
primitive-
want a +2 magic weapon that deals an extra 2d8 damage
Who wouldn't?
at level 2? Because
Who
it's your
wouldn't?
birthday?
Yes.
I mean, I do. Brendan. I mean, I do. I absolutely do. Did I mention it was my birthday last week?
Oh my goodness.
It's not.
I know. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, that nonsense.
Ruining my dreams.
That nonsense aside, previously on D&D, on our Candlekeep Outsource Commission, the party has been drawn in to solve the mystery of the Book of the Raven, a strange tome which arrived in Candlekeep by a bird of the same name that about every decade just kind of goes bonkers and creeps people out and annoys all of the Candlekeep scholars with its magical bullshit. So now that the commission is present, you have been tasked to get to the bottom of whatever is going on with this book and make it stop. Please, for the love of the all-seeing eye, make it stop. So to that end, you have traveled to the Annex, which was presently located in Mirabar, made some inquiries with the locals about the mysterious Chalet Brantifax that is far to the outskirts of town on the other side of the Lurkwood, that seems to be hinted at and featured within this tome, the Book of the Raven. Gathering the information that you had about the previous denizens of the Brantifaxes and what perhaps befell them, you set off through the Lurkwood, having strange and unsettling encounters as you went, finding that there was a strange necrotic or dark presence that was holding sway over the forest, which culminated in a nighttime ambush of strange, darkness-imbued creatures that burned to ash upon their defeat. But moving past that tribulation, you came to the outskirts, the far northern edge of the Lurkwood, where nestled in the foothills by itself atop one such crested hill is the old and dilapidated Chalet Brantifax. Its majestic stone facade now stained with rain and moss growing over it, the curtained windows staring out like vacant, half-lidded eyes at the forest from its vantage point atop the hill. And that is where we pick up.
Sounds lovely.
Point of small bookkeeping. Did we complete our long rest that was interrupted, or was this day of travel, are we like partway through it, or do we still have a day of rest that's needed? I know some people are injured.
Yes, you did successfully complete a long rest previously after your ambush, having a sort of a late morning. You guys slept in a little longer than usual, and you are now arriving here at Chalet Brantifax at about sunset.
I am clicking the long rest button. My spell slots, thank you.
I think
All right.
everyone from that fight thanks me.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm switching Wi-Fi networks. If I pause for 5 seconds, forgive me. And we're back.
Huzzah.
Sorry about that.
Not to worry, not to worry. So, you find atop the hill, you obviously have some distance to approach as you wish, but you can sort of see the remnants as, it comes out of the forest, the roughshod trail transitions into a very overgrown sort of cobblestone drive that has now been, there are frost heaves and elements of disrepair, but the remains of a cobblestone drive that come up and sort of turn about near the front door of the chalet. And that is the side of the house that faces you.
Tally clacks his claws and his friend flies in.
All right. Well, then, I guess we shall scooch on over here. It's not technically a battle, but we want to show the folks at home what the party sees. I've moved you folks to a new map in Roll20, so you can...
Oh, zoom way out.
Yes, it is a very large map from your guys' perspective. The Githyanki, do you see your tokens?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, then everything should be working correctly. Do you want to produce a light source as the sun is setting?
Sure.
Okay.
I will produce a torch.
Okay.
On fire.
I will set your token to emit some light. There be light, he said.
I see
Cool.
it.
Good, good. All right, so you send Sophie forward if you wish to do so. Okay. Well, we shall see how it goes. Technical difficulties. May have to revamp this for next session, but that's okay. Keep it in mind for the future. So, as you approach up to the front of Chalet Brantifax, you can see there are a number of windows, curtained and grimy windows, and a very majestic wooden front door.
All right. Somebody should go knock on that door or check to see if it opens. I'm not
Yes,
expecting
so
anyone to
far-
answer if we knock, but it's polite to knock.
Given that it's a deserted castle,
Just
I
making
will
sure I
immediately
can't
walk.
see Brendan.
Huh?
Just making sure I can't see Brendan.
Oh, yeah.
I can.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have camera turned off. I am trying to see if I can send you at least just myself for... There we go. And that
So
didn't...
I will move up to the door and taking the mailed hand, I will just knock on it very loudly, insistently, and firmly. Slightly too long for social convention.
Very good, very good.
There's no one here. They're dead.
Seeing him do that, is there someplace I could hide behind, like a tree nearby?
Yeah, there's some very overgrown and disfigured topiaries in the vicinity.
Or maybe even like under this window right here.
Uh-huh. Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't know, like hide over there. I'll try hiding over there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Very good. All right. Well, as there is this heavy knock at the door, there is a silence, and then a very faint sort of
Uh-oh.
I do not like this.
I don't like anything about that.
Cease your mirth and answer the door.
All right. I'm going to take that as a sign that there's nobody living in here, and we are going to have to do some ghost busting.
No living being laughs like that.
Yeah. No. Probably not. I don't know. I've not seen all living creatures, but I'm putting this one in the uncannily spooky category.
There does appear to be something strange in this neighborhood.
All right.
Who are we going to call?
COC.
It's us. That's the point. Open the door.
All right. Sokar opening the door or Tally pushing forward?
I mean, I'm waiting.
I will gladly open the door.
All right.
I will
It did.
follow you torch in hand because I know that you're gonna need both your hands for sword fighting if it comes
That
to
thing
it.
you do.
All right. Well.
I'll follow skeptically after Karatsun as well.
No, we got Stutter again.
Yeah, we got Stutter. Okay, since this is actively exploration, unfortunately, what I'm going to do here, I think, is I might crop in some images at a later point, but for now, I'm just going to shut down the feed of Roll20. So, as you come in to this space, you see a majestic foyer. There are long, moth-eaten tapestries hanging on the walls, old, moldering oil paintings that are, depicting sort of landscape scenes. You can faintly sort of glance in and see a wooden staircase of, fine mahogany and ornate sort of filigree that goes up the railing, the railing broken in a few places, and sheets sort of draped over, maybe a chair in one corner, a coat rack to one side, and everything seems sort of, very melancholy and quiet.
That's not great.
We have entered your foyer. Are you here?
We're sorry we didn't bring snacks.
We have come in search of rating answers. If you ignore us, we will ignore you. And then I'll say that there doesn't appear to be anybody here. The raid will go quickly.
Good. Let's just like we trained, clear room by room.
Trained? We trained?
I mean, if you grew up as a Githyanki, of course you did.
Fair.
Train 24/7.
We just kind of slink around.
Or 36. I don't know how long your hours are.
I don't either.
I
They
just
don't
slink
really
in.
exist. Hours are kind of a material
in a
concept.
cat-like fashion, and I'm like, "Come on, Sophie, we got stuff to do."
I suggest we light any torches and candles as we pass.
Huh. Some of us don't need torches and candles.
Some of us
Sure.
prefer the shadows.
Correct.
Meow.
But puts them out that will reveal if we are being snuck up on.
Zokar, make a perception check.
I do that.
Oh, okay, 25. Critical 25. Glancing around as you sort of have that consideration, you realize that there are, no sort of candelabras or anything like that you can see, at least plainly within view. There are what appear to be, little hooks on the walls in places that would hold oil lamps or oil lanterns of some form, and they are all empty.
The hook is empty of a complete oil lamp.
Correct.
Okay. We'll just light the place on fire. No. Left or right?
Well, wait a minute. We haven't finished this room yet, have we?
I
I don't see the whole room.
was gonna say, it is a relatively small room. You can see to one side there's a set of double doors. To the other side there is a single door. There is, of course, the stairwell that goes upstairs, and then what seems to be a hallway ending in a stair. Sort of the stairs sort of twist around. That sort of fancy, and there is a passageway under the stairs.
I used Sophie to scan a little bit. Okay, sorry.
No worries.
Left or right?
Left.
Yes.
Okay.
Always left.
Going through this door.
As you peek into this room, you see a large, majestic fireplace, an empty frame of some form over the mantelpiece, with shards of a mirror all over the bearskin rug in front of the hearth. And then elements, various pieces of furniture, large sort of hulking shapes covered in sheets.
I immediately rush in, unshield my sword, and stab it through the bearskin rug.
Whoa.
I mean, he did get janked by the rug of smothering last time.
All right, so we're running.
It's been like 2 weeks since that happened. It's fresh on my mind.
All right, so
Yankee can have PTSD as well.
absolutely.
This is PTSD.
All right, so Zokar rushes in and stabs down easily into there's a satisfying, it's actually an interesting sound. There's a thunk and a tick as your sword goes through the hardwood floor and immediately impacts the stone foundation beneath.
Wow.
I think it's dead, Zokar.
Might be dead.
One can never be too sure. And at that, I'll actually just leave my sword standing in the ground, since it seems like it's pretty firmly in there.
Yeah.
And I'll just start like ripping sheets off.
Okay.
Why is it necessary for us to destroy this house while we're exploring it?
We're not
I mean,
destroying it. We're searching.
It looks
for
pretty messed up right
secrets or
now.
Answers.
Zokar, as you go about sort of ripping off sheets, you see, a couple of comfy armchairs, and make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh, good.
It begins.
Oh, good.
As you rip off one of these sheets from something that you don't see, you see, as you're like ripping it up, in the sheet as it's hanging down, you see this vacant sort of hollow face sort of pressing out of the sheets as it just like covers over your head and seems to tighten around you.
You didn't stab the curtains. That's your next mistake.
This is a deep cut from his and my previous campaign, but my personal gaming track record with fabric, not great. It's not good. The fabric wants to kill me. I do not care for it. So just to be clear, there's a face pressing out of the chair.
No, as you pick up the sheet has a face pressing out of it, and the whole thing just sort of like envelops over your head.
I will rip it right down the center.
Okay. You easily grab it and rip it apart, and it just falls limp.
Huh.
You okay, Zokar?
I believe that this may be getting the best of me.
Sophie walks up to it and starts scratching at it with her claws.
Very
Good girl.
Very good.
Do we see any other textiles in the room that we should be alarmed about?
There are many sheets. There are old curtains over the windows. There is one molded tapestry on the wall. So as Zokar was going around, this was basically like the last thing he did. And underneath this, there is a beautiful, slightly tarnished from just the moisture, but a beautiful gold gilded harp.
Ooh.
You also find a couple overstuffed armchairs that now, look like they've had rats chewing through them in places. A glass cabinet full of fine wine goblets and empty crystal decanters. Well, mostly empty. There's a couple that have some form of sludge in them by this point. And I think that about encompasses everything. And of course, shards of a mirror all over the bearskin rug.
Still empty oil lantern hooks, or are there any oil lanterns in here?
There are no lanterns in here.
I'd like to go examine that mirror and see if I can figure anything out about how it got messed up.
Sure.
Oh, wisdom save.
Roll an investigation check.
It's not a wisdom save.
Can I assist them?
Certainly.
Sure. The first one was an
11.
Nah. The second one is a 17. That's even better.
17.
Thank
All
you.
right. All right. As you are sort of kind of examining the sort of scatter pattern and whatnot, and sort of glancing around the room, looking up at this empty frame that maybe held the mirror, I'd like you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, jerk. Uh-oh.
And it's strange with all the pieces that are scattered about here. Especially with the bearskin rug being an uneven surface, the various shards of mirror are pointed in many different directions. And as you are sort of glancing around and looking up, you look back down and you see this sort of pale, almost featureless face hanging over your shoulder.
Well, hello.
And as you just sort of whip around, this chill running down your spine, you don't see anything there.
Did anyone else see it or just me?
Just you.
This house is haunted, friends.
Yeah, we knew that.
Yeah.
This house is actually haunted, friends.
I would like to investigate this harp and perhaps appraise it to determine its worth.
I
Okay.
will help you.
I will give guidance.
Wow. Help, guidance.
Yep. All right, go ahead. Roll. Are you by any chance proficient with woodcarver's tools?
No.
Okay, then.
I am.
Oh. All right, Zokar, are you also coincidentally proficient in investigation? Okay. Oh geez, this is gonna be bonkers. So roll an intelligence check with double your proficiency and take all of the advantage, etc. that has just been piled on here.
Are you talking to me or Zokar?
Actually, no, with two people working, because Zokar is assisting, and all the various proficiencies. You just get this.
Okay.
As Barzun and Zokar are taking a look at this. It is very fine craftsmanship. Definitely out of repair. It is wood primarily, so it has warped with moisture and time, but would definitely fetch a very, very pretty price. Like, they don't make this model anymore. It's a very well-known instrument craftsman, harp's house, if you will, from Waterdeep, that definitely would fetch a very pretty price.
Fantastic. How much does it weigh?
Quite a lot. I want to say off the top of my head. Actually, did they go this far? Oh, it is 6 feet tall. Also worth pointing out. So yeah, it is 6 feet tall. It's a good, like, probably 80 to 100 pounds.
Oh,
wow.
no problem. We're going to be taking this with us when we leave.
Leave it by the door for now.
For academic study. It is an artifact of historical value, but probably would be too cumbersome to carry around with us as we're searching the place.
Yes, for academic study and not to honor the queen.
And you're going to
Yeah,
split the proceeds
get it.
from that academic study, right?
I mean, we will discuss that when we return to civilization.
Wink.
Can I take a look at that moldy tapestry and see if I notice any clues in, like, the contents of the imagery or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Are you proficient with investigation?
No.
Okay, so go ahead and roll an intelligence check plus your proficiency, because I know you're proficient with the correct artist tools.
Roll an intelligence check with proficiency.
So you'll just roll an intelligence check and then add
+1, so 17.
Okay. All right, very good. So as you're looking this over, it is nicely crafted, fine fine threads that are used. There is gilt gold threading embroidered in places, which does allow you to see a little bit more of the picture and understand the gradients that are being used, even despite the decay. And you're seeing a very sort of pastoral scene. There is some indication of, like, a shepherd tending to a flock of sheep, and they're surrounded by woods, and in the woods there's a fox that is, like, stalking a chicken, and then there's a hunter stalking the fox.
In the wood there is a chicken.
And
in the chicken there is a fox.
Yeah, basically. So yeah, it is a very pastoral, idealized scene.
Can I just also, like, look behind the tapestry?
And as you sort of pull that back, make a wisdom save.
Maverick.
Okay, all right. You peek behind. The wall is actually, a little more well preserved, as sunlight hasn't been able to hit it with the tapestry and whatnot. So you can see some of the original varnish of the wood behind, and it's a nicely constructed home, but nothing of peculiar interest.
All right.
All right. Any other business to attend to in the parlor?
The
I don't
mirror
think so.
was above a fireplace, right? You said?
Seems to be.
I know that, like, all the lanterns and everything seem to be missing. Is there anything in the fireplace that's flammable?
No, there are some ashes and the remnants of old fires, but no, there's no firewood stacked up near the parlor, near the fireplace, and it's just ashes. There's nothing left over. Although actually I neglected to circle back after the unsettling episode, as Tally did roll very well on investigation there. You realize, and as Selva's sort of drawing your attention back to the matter at hand, that the frame that is there did not hold a mirror. the edging is not right. You know, there's no shattered glass in the edging. You know, the thickness of the frame is not correct. This did not hold a mirror.
Oh, goodness. I will relay that to everybody.
I will then investigate the pattern of glass on the ground. Is it clumped in a central mass, or does it look like it's been blown like outward from a
Something.
central point? Did something strike something and glass shattered outward,
Mhm.
or did glass get pushed into the center? Like, can I determine the likely where the glass came from based on the pattern on the ground?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Texture of glass splatter, basically.
Fair enough. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Self guidance.
I'll help you. Why not?
Okay.
Rolled it twice.
No worries. So 23 plus a guidance. Whoa!
You are
Nice.
the Dexter.
Yeah. As you're looking at this, you realize that it did indeed sort of shatter outward. And you're realizing that there's not actually much of a spread pattern. And you get the distinct feeling as though a complete mirror fell down and hit the floor and basically broke, you know, on impact. Yeah. And
Is there anything up?
as you look up, let me see here. I just want to get my
Roll a wisdom save.
roll a wisdom save. You do see this sort of actually yeah, roll a wisdom save.
In my giant fat mouth.
Okay. You look up and you notice some staining on the ceiling. A sort of dark burgundy brown in the beautiful sort of carved wooden ceiling.
How tall is the ceiling from where I'm standing?
On the first floor here, it's probably about a good 10 feet tall ceiling.
Okay. I will grab a chair, move it underneath this very unceremoniously and with no care about the sound it makes as I drag it over the broken glass.
Mm-hmm.
And I will stand on the chair and I will place my hand on the wall and say this is going to take about 10 minutes, and I will begin ritual casting Identify.
Oh, okay. Very well. In the meantime, does anyone else get up to anything for the next 10 minutes?
If we're casting rituals, I'm going to ritual cast Tensor's floating disc with the intention of putting this harp on it and
All right.
tugging it behind us.
I like it.
Very good. Okay. Anything from Tally, Selva, or Azure?
I'm fine where I am.
Just kind of skeptically looking around.
Yeah, can I stand like
Concerns that one of our people seems to be more interested in stealing things than investigating the house.
It's the Gith way.
For
I
all you
kinda-
know, it's this harp that makes the book go crazy. You don't know. You're not a harp book of Ravenologist.
I'm not.
I'm gonna stand next to this window and just kind of keep an eye out to see if I see anything outside, like coming in.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Actually, while we're waiting for this ritual, can I kind of like check in with Az about how we're feeling after being chopped by that necrotic cold thing?
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of like lift up my shirt and just kind of like feel around.
Still gross and bubbly, probably.
Yeah. How does it look?
Selva and Azure, as you're coming together to the window to discuss this, I would like both of you to make wisdom saves.
Ooh. Is this a charm?
It is not a charm.
Okay. Oof. You sure?
Okay, yeah, I'm very sure. It is fear based essentially. As you're both sort of like, you know, getting close and talking about this in hushed tones, there is a sudden, and you jump with a startle and see perched on the windowsill, pecking at the glass, is a raven, and it just stares at your wound.
This is horrible. I'm gonna just close the curtains if there are curtains.
There are.
I'm gonna just smack on the glass, kind of like through the curtains to like try to scare it off. How are we feeling?
You feel, your heart is pounding from that sudden shock, and you definitely feel unsettled, by sort of what, the whole scene and what specifically just transpired for the both of you. But physically, you're a little chilly.
Maybe I should have Zerokar do his magic on us as well when he's done.
Okay. All right. Anything else transpire in the 10 minutes? Okay. A tensor's floating disc manifests into space, lifting up the harp to be carried as rightful loot for the glory of the queen.
Oh, good lord.
And
Research purposes.
right. And Zokar, as you have your hand to the ceiling, as you have been incanting the ritual and calling, opening up your senses, there has been something sort of unsettling you. And just as you're finishing, it sort of resolves itself into an uncomfortably familiar sensation. The sensation of old necromancy. Lingering, persistent necromancy. Quiet background radiation, almost. Like what one would experience if they grew up on the back of a dead god.
I will turn to Barat Zun and, in the eye glance of raiding parties everywhere, just simply say to him, "This place tastes of home."
Delightful. I hope we can bring a little piece of it back with us.
I saw you made the disc.
Oh yeah. We'll see how all this goes.
My
If he walks up and bats at the disc.
my administrations didn't reveal anything, but you should all be aware that I detect a lingering patina of necromancy.
Uh-oh.
Something draining was done here. I will say that when I was ripped the sheet in half, I saw a face coming towards me. Given some of your other reactions, I'm guessing that's that miasma of death and despair that is causing us to have these hallucinations. And then I look at Selva and go, experiences. And then I will move into the other room.
Okay. Let's see here. So this door swings open with a creak to reveal a beautiful, nicely anointed dining room. There is a large circular table, beautiful hardwood mahogany that has been sort of slouched to one side as the beautiful crystal chandelier has fallen and the table has sort of buckled under the impact. You can see a beautiful domed ceiling with, again, these sort of pastoral more agrarian. It's rolling fields of grain and forests at the perimeter. This beautiful pastoral scene that is painted around the dome, now tainted with blackened mold and dark water stains that are marring the plaster. Once beautiful windows that have fine leaded glass, stained glass of vines around the edge. The center's muddy and mucked from rain and decay. The curtains moldering away.
Realizing I've forgotten my sword, I will turn around and quickly bring it to myself.
Very good, very good.
All right. Start. What's this big old table dais in the middle?
It is a big dining table that has buckled under the weight of the crystal chandelier that has fallen out of the ceiling.
Looking at the ceiling piece where the chandelier fell off, do we see a similar decay molding as in where the glass fell out of the ceiling in the other room?
You see a more of a dark black mold sort of stain, like rotten wood, that sort of and splintered where it broke under the weight of the chandelier.
Does the chandelier have any remaining like candles on it from where even though it fell?
It does seem to, yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
I will provide guidance.
I'll
I will
help.
help.
All right. Well,
I'll
not
help you.
9 plus a guidance.
So roll a d4.
There's a button in your lower left-hand corner, hopefully.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that was handy.
Yeah.
Button.
Macros.
Yeah.
What MySpace sorcery is this?
Selva, can you roll that d4? See where it gets you.
D4 as well. Okay.
All right, 9 plus 4. There we go. As you are sort of examining this, you notice that there is actually a lot of candle wax, that has settled around these spaces of mismatched colors. And this draws your attention to the fact that there is disturbance in the dust on the table. And it kind of gives you the overall sensation as though this room perhaps has been used more recently. The dining room chairs they do not have sheets over them either. The sheets are neatly bundled up off to one corner.
Huh. Interesting.
I'd like to start lighting the candles if there are any to be lit.
Yeah, and there are small stubs.
Good. I'll make a circuit of this table, and as I walk around it, I'm going to be looking for I'm trying to figure out who would be using the dining table in a state like this. Was it sometime within the past month, year, century?
Okay, make an investigation check.
I will give guidance. You should assume that all of these guidances are really unhelpful tips.
Good.
Check to see if there's a fork. Just stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
I rolled the same as Selva, so I probably don't find anything additional.
Yeah. Recent enough, somewhere between, based on the signs you see everywhere, it's less than a year.
Okay. Cool. That concludes my investigation.
All
What next, gentlemen?
If this is a dining room, then this door should lead to a kitchen. And then I'll throw open the door.
All
My
right.
favorite room.
As you go for this, it is a slightly more slender door, and you go to turn the knob, and the knob turns, and then there's no motion.
What?
My armor will spark with electrical energy, and I will open the door.
All right, make a athletics check. You will open the door. All right.
There is no door.
Yeah. There is a satisfying cracking sound as you shove the door basically off its hinges and go clattering into the next room. You faintly hear and come into, indeed, a kitchen. Grimy windows again. There is now the faintest sort of purple light outside from the sunset, but it is really now kind of properly dark as you come into the space. The shadows being cast from the candelabra or the chandelier behind you, sort of cascading over your shoulders. You can see a kind of a rundown, grimy looking space that, there is a table tucked off to one side as a window looks out into the backyard faintly, as you can tell, a kind of large combination fireplace / stove that's sort of like built in, a big pot that hangs over the empty fireplace, a sort of lonely whistling sound that comes down the chimney. And you can see a number of doors and perhaps a pantry out of this space.
Tally, close the door behind us. We are being laughed at.
Did you say that's me? I'm not the last person in.
I'm sorry, I thought you were. As close the door.
I will haphazardly put the broken door
Yep.
just leaning against the wall.
Yeah. It rests back in the frame well enough.
Do you want me to try to lock it?
Yes.
This might be a bet.
I will look around the kitchen. I know kitchens.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
What's going on in here?
Make an investigation check.
With this, as usual.
So looking around, you notice, like I said, it is very run down, but you do notice that it is selectively clean. The pot that hangs over the fire is not full of sludge or grime as you might expect, but seems to be freshly cleaned after a somewhat recent meal. This space over here, you correctly deduce, is a pantry, which has a few small crates of actually fresh, preserved food, things like jerky, hardtack, transportable rations.
But in the last room, when you were saying to someone, I don't remember who, that it was, within the last year, we are now narrowing it down. This is not a year.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, once I've opened the pantry, I will just kind of turn around like over my shoulder and go, "We are definitely not alone." And then I will turn over and I'll say, "Bring the disc over."
Yoink it this way.
I cram preserved foods, hardtacks, spices, anything edible, useful onto.
Yes, actually. Some rather unusual ones, not at all native to this region.
I'm taking those. What region are they native to?
Another one.
I was gonna say, yeah, make a intelligence proficiency check.
If I have cooking utensils, would that come into?
Correct. Yeah. Okay. You recognize them from, and gosh, now I've blanked on the name. But you actually recognize a very far off region, more arid, that is known for spicier elements. You know, we're talking things like your curries, or more desert food.
I'm gonna make so much curried goat. Okay. And I'm gonna whisper, like I'm gonna like lean in and whisper to everyone. There's clearly people have been here recently. We need to be on our guard. We need to close doors after us, and I will try and take the brunt of them if they come. But this is their turf. They may know things that we don't. So keep a watchful eye.
Okay.
Also, looking around the kitchen, you do notice that there is a back door that goes towards the back of the house, and there is actually an iron reinforced bar behind the door so that it would not open from the outside.
I'm gonna point the bar out in case we need to escape out this door. Remember that the bar is here.
Good. Good idea.
I also see stairs around the corner
Correct.
leading up, and also another door.
Stairs leading down.
Hmm.
And actually, so yeah, this this over here is stairs that go down, and that is the door to the backyard.
Oh, is this a window right here?
Yeah, this over here is a window.
Okay. I see.
We should do the second floor before going into the basement.
Wise.
I think we should finish the first floor before going either.
Also smart.
Yeah, I think we have this room right off the foyer.
Is this? I don't know if can I ping something. How do I ping something?
Just click and hold.
Just hold.
This right here, was that a window?
No, that is a double door.
This is a door.
Correct.
And then stairs upward would be here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yes, let's finish the first one. I thought maybe based on the lines, like this was the end of it, but apparently there's more over there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go to the double door, I think.
Okay.
So back to the foyer.
Should the
Double
door?
doors,
I
yes.
think that door might not have gotten deleted.
Hmm?
The one directly north of Sophie. I'm not sure that door got deleted.
Yeah, I was gonna say no one has officially opened it,
There we
but
go.
you
Thank
you
you.
are headed that
Opening.
way. Yep.
Thank you. I was like, I should be able to see light through that door.
Indeed. Okay, very good. Well, as you open that door, Baratsune and Zokar, make a dexterity save.
I wish we had a rogue to disarm these traps.
Yeah, well.
I let Zokar disarm this trap with his face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Firmly with my face.
I feel like he rolled a 1 and a 20.
Actually, hold
That was
on.
great.
Here, I will use a feature that I have yet to use so far. I will use a chronal shift. You can re-roll.
Oh,
That's lovely. I think I already have.
Oh, no.
No,
obviously.
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. If there's a feature that lets you re-roll sort of like after the fact, we'll ignore the second number. And okay, yeah, there we go. All right, 18. Very nice.
So describe to me what happens as I face roll into whatever happens.
So I duck out of the way, and then I get a premonition of something horrible happening to you, and use my ability to unwind time to make it not happen.
wee!
So Zokar, as you both sort of pull the door open, you hear a click, and time sort of goes in slow motion as you, in slow motion, sort of hear this whirring sound, and you feel Baratsune grab you by the upper arm and sort of yank you backwards, and in slow motion you just see this cloud of black and yellow spray up past where your face just was. and then sort of everything kicks back in, and you both sort of like cough and sputter a little bit as this dust or whatever settles in the air, but you do not find yourselves bothered by it.
Thank you, brother.
Keep your your wits about you.
And as you look past, you see what looks to be a cloakroom, a coat closet, and there is a chair set inside with this mechanism and a line that runs to the inside of the door.
What the heck? Who would booby trap their coat closet?
They must have really good coats.
Well, there aren't any there.
Maybe they just hate having visitors.
Then they got
Here,
dead bodies they got to clean up. So
Bar-
That's their plan is in get them into the house and then murder them with the coat closet?
Oh yeah.
That seems like a more efficient plan.
Zokar like looks pensive for a moment and just goes, "Someone who hates moths."
That's true. Come on, Sophie.
All right, where to next?
I think there's one other door in this vicinity that we have to check. I'll let Zokar take point.
All right.
I'm gonna check it for traps. I'm gonna do the rogue thing. I'm gonna do the rogue thing.
Okay, go ahead and roll
I'm already in front of it. I don't open doors.
roll investigation.
Investigation. I'm good at that.
Guidance.
Oof. This is fine.
Okay.
Hot hand on the guidance tonight, team. Good job, everybody.
Good job. Good job. You do notice that as you're looking, you don't find any traps per se. But the thing that catches your attention quickly that you notice is that this does have, a nice doorknob and a keyhole, and you can definitely tell shoddy workmanship. This lock has been very clumsily jimmied and broken open.
I could do much better.
And as you're sort of there tinkering with it, it just sort of, from the gentle touches of you sort of looking, it just swings open as the latch isn't even really engaged anymore. And inside you see what looks like a, perhaps an office of some sort. You can see empty bookshelves on the wall and a large sort of blocky shape, perhaps a desk in the center of the room covered by a sheet, a large chair behind the desk that is covered in a sheet, and what once were beautiful sort of picturesque bay windows that wrap around.
You said were there papers on the desk?
It is covered in a sheet.
I lift up the sheet.
Okay. It is a large, beautiful hardwood desk that is carved intricately with beautiful designs of wildflowers and sort of ivy growing up the sides, set into the wood. It actually has a slate top set into the wood as well. And there are actually still left on top of it a sort of space for writing implements, ink pot, and sand well and whatnot, and several drawers behind the desk.
This would look great in our offices, by the way.
Guys, we are not looting this house.
On the
That's
desk.
why we're here.
I mean, we kind of got sent on a silly mission about a book that's acting up. We are free to engage in other enterprising behavior while we are accomplishing that.
All I do with my desk now is sleep under it, so I don't really care.
I'm
This
gonna
one-
start going through the drawers in the desk and see if there's anything of worth
Stand
or
back.
note.
Sure. Go ahead and... this is easy enough. You sort of pull through. A couple of them are empty. You can see one that has sort of old, basically like a stack of fine paper that has turned into a brick of paper of pulp because of moisture and whatnot. But once upon a time, Selva can recognize this was high quality paper. There are a couple spare bottles of inks, and then there is one drawer that resists and has a keyhole in it.
Two things. How's the Book of the Raven doing?
Who is holding it?
Is it? I think it was borrowed soon, right?
It's in your bag.
Almost
yeah.
certainly, yes.
Mm-hmm. All right, soon make an investigation check.
I'm just curious if it's like quiet down, if it's gone crazy.
Ah!
You open up your pack and reach in and pat around. Open up a couple other pockets on your pack. Check, where you holster your spell book or whatever. Check another pouch. Pat down your pockets, even though they're too small. And at this point, everyone's sort of looking at you, and you feel very confident. Book of the Raven is not on your person.
Quick, rewind
What?
time.
I would like to try and recall the last time I had it. How confident am I that I had it when I came into the house?
Make an intelligence saving throw. The last time that you can recall having it is you were sort of thumbing through it as you finished your watch before the ambush.
Okay. I probably had it when we got here, guys. I don't know what could have happened to it.
Well, it
All
flew away. We saw a raven at the window.
That's true. Ugh.
Character. Vindication. I knew we should have gone after those people.
Well, we'll have to keep going and figure out if we can figure it out.
All right. I will try to jimmy open this lock.
Okay, give me them thieves' tools.
Okay.
It's
Give me guidance.
absolutely. But again, it's in the shape of no, you want to move it to the left. No, you see, listen for the click.
This
All right,
guidance.
is this D4 actually a D4 or is it just a 4?
Right?
It says rolling 1d4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Because my guidance is so good.
Jeez. So
I know.
It takes a little bit of, it's resistant at first. It's old and sort of rusted out in places. And, Zokar's advice, however unwelcome, is very helpful as he just like, no, go ahead for it. Give it a shove. And sure enough, there is a satisfying kratunk as it clicks into place and the drawer slides smoothly out. Inside, you find a two stitched rag dolls, a holy symbol of the Morning Lord, and a thin green bound book.
Ooh.
There are two ragdolls.
A holy symbol of the Morning Lord, Lathander, and a book, green bound book, slim.
Okay, well, any horror story I've ever read, the ragdolls are definitely possessed. Are going to come alive and kill us.
For sure.
They could be puppets too.
1000%. Drag dolls are bad.
Corn husk doll.
I am interested by the book. I will very hesitantly pick it up and see if I can figure out why the book is intact when the stack of papers that was in another drawer had completely disintegrated, and investigate it generally.
Sure.
Like I'm suspicious of the book because it's intact.
All right, go ahead and roll investigation.
Does anybody worship the Morning Lord?
All right. 15 investigation. Baratsune, as you thumb through, you can determine. Let's see, where is my stuffs?
Easy, maybe you can worship the Morning Lord and just worship whatever the most recent holy symbol you've stolen is. And that can just be your religion.
Yeah.
That could be. I already follow a god, but maybe that's a good idea.
So, Baratsune, as you are thumbing through, no immediate indication as to how this journal has remained relatively intact. You know, the edges are browning, and there is, you know, signs of aging, but you can still flip through most of the pages. Some of them stick together, but you quickly surmise that this is the personal diary of the Baroness Cerisa. And in it, you can find, on a quick skim, a number of things. You can gather that she and the Baron were deeply in love. They had a very strong and positive relationship. She admired his generous nature and his adventurous spirit. Though she did not share his love of the outdoors, she admired, his passion for it and inviting friends over to the chalet to entertain. But she felt far too isolated here. She loved the city life and often felt lonely, isolated from her friends whenever she was here to visit. She much preferred to be back in Mirabar. She then also notes that Sylphine, the couple's younger daughter, was bedridden, having been born with horrific defects that kept her very ill, and they had employed a caretaker, wise man who she simply writes as JV, to attend to her since her youth. And they kept her here at the chalet, away from prying eyes, because the Baron felt that the fresh air and wilderness would do good for her constitution.
Oh God, she's haunting the house.
Maybe she is the house.
There is...
Or JV was using her for an experiment.
She also notes, with grief and some small semblance of relief for the child suffering, that she passed away when she was 6.
Well, good child ghost.
Did she?
Hiluth, the elder daughter, was very promising, was a skilled young huntress with a bow. She often went out with her father hunting, which Cerisa was not especially fond of, but, boys will be boys, as it were. However, unfortunately, Hiluth died in a horrific hunting accident when she was 9.
Wow.
And
And
she never quite forgave the Baron for that.
Speaking of the Baron, this room, the desk, the drawers, what's the general vibe of this room? Is this a feminine or a masculinely appointed space?
Well, how stereotypical of you.
To go on stereotypes from what you understand of these two individuals and whatnot, it does have very neat feminine touches to it. The wildflowers engraved into the desk, the tidy fashion in which things are kept, and the way that she writes in her journal about the Baron's lifestyle. You definitely are getting a Cerisa vibe off of this room.
Okay. The reason that I'm asking is, Tally, just out of character, is like, given that the kids are there, we're getting a whole like haunted house vibe. If the journal was locked in a place that it wasn't supposed to be in, like that could be a clue. Like I'm just trying to like suss out why the scariness of this place. I'm just trying to figure it out.
And then lastly, she does note that the Baron loved his trusty Mastiff, Henry, that was constantly by his side at all times, and he was absolutely heartbroken when Henry died.
Oh God, Sophie and the Ghost Henry are going to get into it.
So
Looking at the rag dolls, do they look identical, or is like one bigger? Do they have different hair colors?
The 2 children.
One of the, they look similar. the most notable difference being one has sort of faded red yarn for hair, and the other has yellow yarn for hair.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. Is anybody familiar with the holy guy, the Lord of whatever?
Oh, that's a
Lathander?
good
I'm
question.
assuming he's the Lord of Mornings.
Yeah, Lathander is someone we'd all know about.
Okay, right. I knew that.
No, that's no problem. That's like he's like one of those generic big old D&D gods. Everyone would know
Okay.
about him.
Yeah.
His followers like to have a big hearty breakfast and I don't know, like tell people they're not living their life right. It's all very standard.
Okay. Well, I am not sure if there's anything else to investigate on this room or even this floor. What are your guys' thoughts?
Looking at this map, this right here, those were stairs down, right?
Correct.
This kind of shadowy area. Okay, so we sort of accounted for the whole footprint of the room. We don't think there's any hidden spaces.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think up before down.
Well,
For
hold on.
sure.
Did we get? I'm sorry. Did we get an answer for that? Like, do we feel like the interior matches the exterior walls?
That's for you to decide on. You can see the footprint.
Well, sort of. We can't really. Can we see if we didn't circumnavigate it outside? But I think it looks fine.
I
We-
mean, like these are all windows and stuff, right?
Correct.
Yeah, like we're seeing the outside unless we're speculating that these are false windows. I don't see where there could be any hidden parts of the house. At any rate, I'm content to go upstairs.
Okay. Then let us hold still, please, and I will move you. Who's going first up the stairs?
Dumbass.
All right.
Not me.
Let's see. See if I can.
And I will be right behind him.
Ooh, we're getting run across the map.
Yep. Who's third?
I'll go.
Okay. All right. That is as much room as I have for people to move, at least initially. But as you sort of come up the creaky stairs, you find yourself emerging into a narrow hallway. There are again more old paintings that are sort of weathered away. Mold has grown over them. Wall hangings in places. And most notably, you kind of come up and find yourselves face to face straight ahead with a suit of armor and a halberd in both arms.
What kind of armor?
It is very, very rusty, nasty looking half plate.
Will thwunk the bead of storm energy on my chest off of my chest. I will place it on the half plate, and then I will step into the half plate as that is magically turned into my new armor.
Fair. What were you wearing? Chainmail? I didn't catch that. What were you wearing?
Yeah, chain. I think.
Gotcha.
What was I with? Whatever this is, it's better. Let's put it that way.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. In its current state, it's really not any better. Your armor class will stay the same, but you have the potential to repair it up and make it something better.
I can, as an action, turn a suit of armor into my arcane armor. That's a class.
Right. But I'm saying it's not going to give you a better. The arcane armor doesn't have a special AC, does it?
I was wearing scale mail.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if it's half plate, it's what, 17?
And that's what I'm telling you. It's not as good of an AC as Half Plate is supposed to be because of its disrepair.
Okay.
And half plate is only 15 anyway.
I thought Half Plate was 17. It must be crazy.
Oh,
Well, then I don't do that.
okay.
It's gonna be cool, but now it's not cool, and it's just awkward and took time.
I'm sorry. It can be salvaged. Like it's a lot of metal that is, prepared generally correctly. So like it has value.
Well, if we have room left in the thing, I'll tip it over onto the thing.
I'll make room. Move some food around and put this plate on top of it.
Oh, good lord. Only if I can have your scale mail when you're done.
Absolutely. We'll make enhancement too. Left or right? Left. We always go left.
Guess I'll go up fourth.
So wait a minute. I feel like I'm still where I was.
Correct, because we don't have enough room yet. As people move, I am chucking you over. Can you?
Very much appreciated.
I was gonna say, can you see the outline of the space now that other people are exploring it? Can you see the gray?
No, I can see nothing.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer.
All I can see is the outline of the. Nope, that ping doesn't. That's ping's in black for me.
Huh.
Now I can see.
Okay,
Yeah, we can only see what we see. We can't see what other people see.
gotcha.
I can see what we used to see. So like I see all the outline in black and gray from the previous level.
Right.
But that's only the stuff that I had seen.
Mm-hmm.
Or Sophie, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right.
What is this kind of like? Is it just like extra space at the end of the hallway, or?
It's sort of window seat. Yeah, a window seat.
Turret.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go here. What's over here?
Stairs that go up even further with a door at the top.
There's a third floor. So let's open this door.
Oh goodness.
Okay. Let's see. Oops, I gotta get on the right level. Nope.
Wait, what is?
There we go.
I very much apologize if someone's already asked this because I wasn't on the layer. But what is this thing over here?
A suit of armor. That's the suit of armor.
Got it. That the half plate.
Correct.
Got it. I couldn't see it before.
Zokar, make a dexterity save.
What?
Yay. That's what the people want. Zokar getting hit in the face.
You deftly dodge out of the way as a broom falls out of the cleaning closet towards you.
Ooh.
Okay, it's a cleaning closet. What is here? Speaking of the broom, does it have hair, feathers, skin flakes in it? Like what's got in it?
Yeah, it's a normal straw broom as you would expect. There's feathers in it though. Black feathers, kind of glossy.
Black glossy feathers, you say?
I'm gonna take one.
You know, raven's feathers.
Raven's feathers. Book of the Raven. I'm sensing a connection. Anything else? Are there is there lye and soap and things like that?
Yeah.
Is the soap dry or is it wet or?
It is wet.
Okay, we're narrowing it down further.
There are also, sort of like spare bed linens and things, folded up on a shelf, very starchy and stale and whatnot, and don't seem as though they've necessarily been used recently.
All right, shall we go to the store? I guess right here.
Is that a door? I'm sorry, I can't quite see.
Yeah, it's kind of white.
So there's doors on either side of my current position.
Correct.
Got it. Yes, the left door seems reasonable.
Okay. As
I will
you
stand in the hallway.
as you open the door and pass into this space, you can see what once was a nice wood frame bed that is, broken and buckled on its the mattress sort of caved in, just a sort of pile of mushrooms and refuse that has grown up out of the mattress.
Zokar, are the mushrooms edible?
Are they?
They're edible once.
Everything's edible once.
Point, I will take a bite out of the mushroom.
What?
Oh, it's morels.
Morels.
Yeah, morels.
Morals are the things we don't have.
Ah,
They're delicious.
Yum. We'll saute them with some salt. All right. Well,
The
let's
window?
continue.
Is this a window over here or a door?
double door.
Oh. So wait, it's a bedroom with a double door.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
That's
closet or
odd.
something, maybe?
Does it look like a closet?
Does it look like it goes to a balcony, or is it like a wooden?
They're solid doors, complete.
This mattress. Is it just a mattress on the ground?
No, it's a broken bed frame with a mat, so it's like sagged out. A couple of the legs have broken, and it's just sort of fallen into decay.
I will flip the mattress out of it.
Okay, make a Constitution save.
Oh no.
I'm actually proficient in that.
You cough profusely from just this cloud of spores, but otherwise suffer no ill impact.
Um,
Go ahead. Sorry, I've talked a lot. Go.
are we near the part of the house that we think the mirror might have fallen from the ceiling through?
I would say with multiple heads and, good intelligence scores on many of you, you can estimate that probably like right in front of the window seat is where the mirror fell.
Got it. After Zokar is finished inhaling mattress fumes, I'm gonna go back and take a look at that area again.
All right, make an
Like a
investigation.
really polite way of calling someone a lady of the night.
All right. Okay, 19. As you sort of look around the area, you do notice that there is this staining, that same sort of deep burgundy staining on the old moldered carpet. And there are shards, tiny little almost like grains or chunks of mirror in this old fabric of the curtain. And you sort of follow it up and look around and realize you get up to the window pane and realize that the frame of the window is designed for 2 panes. And you see fragments of shattered glass where the second pane should be.
So one of the panes of this window sheet was a mirror, is what I'm getting the sense, or okay. And the other pane of this window is just looking out into the countryside.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. That seems like a strange architectural decision, but I guess that makes sense. So I'm a plop a seat down on this window seat and contemplate the strangeness of a window that faces out to the world. Or sorry, a mirror that faces out to the world.
Roll a wisdom save.
No,
Good.
no.
And as you are just sort of like looking out into the blackness, because it is now properly night, you have the light source. So it's just like, how light reflects off glass, and this is grimy glass at that. So you really can't see anything actually outside. And in the muck of the window, you almost see like the glass itself bulging out as a hand stretches the glass and grabs for you.
I get up off the seat.
And as you sort of stumble, stagger backwards, you hear very clearly in your mind, I want to get out.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Well, that is a reasonable request. Let's. I will come back to the group and say that I think the spirit is trapped here, and we might be able to aid it to the next realm.
And on that note, I think we'll go ahead and take our quick break.
Oh.
Good timing. Welcome back from break. Remember, online, in person, your breaks are important. Give people stretch breaks, brain breaks. It's all, it's all important. So, we are back at Chalet Brantifax after Barazoon has had an unsettling yet perhaps enlightening experience with the house's oddities, and the party was discussing what to do next.
Well, we murder everything, of course.
Show me the smear.
I show him the the spots near the window where there, I believe, used to be a mirror,
Okay.
and all of the glass shards that are kind of embedded in the carpet and whatnot.
Creepy.
I will take out my tinkerer's tools, and I will indicate that this will be another long ritual, so please guard me while I complete it. And then I will gently probe like the edges of where the glass shattered so that I'm in contact with where the mirror was,
Mm-hmm.
and I will ritual identify.
Okay. So that'll be 10 minutes. Is anyone doing anything else in the interim?
Bart's doing. Oh, God. Sorry, Tally. What'd you say?
It's very boring. I'm going to draw my bow and make sure nothing hits him in the back.
All right. Fair enough.
Bart's.
I want to look in the other couple of rooms on this floor while that's happening, just to get them
Good things.
Cool.
checked out.
All right.
I'll watch your back.
Did the voice that Bartsoon heard that said, "Help me out"? It sounded like sort of feminine. Did it sound like an adult? Bartsoon?
It sounded like a girl, a child, a female child.
Okay.
A ray of golden sun.
Right. Selva, did you have anything further that you wanted to do, or was that just a question?
I mean, if we're here for 10 minutes, I'm kind of just gonna maybe hang out by Zokar while he's chanting and hold up
appreciate the
those two dolls, the rag dolls, and say, like, Sylphine, are you there? We're friendly. Can
Okay.
you tell us anything about where you are?
Okay. All right, we'll circle back to that then. In the meantime, we have a couple people going around to rooms, so I'll just kind of go. I'll go clockwise from where you've already explored, unless there's any objections. So you
Sounds good
open
to me.
the sort of opposite guest room door, or bedroom door, I should say, and you see identical furnishings. This one just has like this has been taken over by like black mold. There's just like this black fuzzy mass in the center of the room, but otherwise it is identical furnishings. There's like a bedside table, that same double door setup, and sort of stark but fine and identical furnishings.
Clear, real world black mold, and not the much worse D&D black mold, right?
Ooh. Only one way to find out.
Yeah, I'm not touching the mushrooms. Okay. And then this double door is what exactly?
You're not sure. Would you like to open? They're solid.
Absolutely.
All right. Make a dexterity save.
Good.
Okay.
I'm making all my saves tonight.
Yeah. You
Except for that one int save.
you kind of startle and sort of stumble backwards as there is this squawk, and as you open the closet, a raven comes flying out and flies past you and out a break in one of the windows of the room, one of the broken panes.
That's not good.
Okay. I will curse at the raven as it flies away, and then I will inspect the closet if there's anything else to be found.
Okay. You look around, and it is a quick search because it is completely empty. There are some hooks to the side where, jackets or things could be hung. There is a bar for, and some empty clothes hangers, cubbies to put folded up pants or perhaps shoes, but it is all empty.
Okay. And this raven had presumably just been chilling there for who knows how long, or it came into existence the moment I opened the door. I will ponder this as I go to the next room.
The Schrodinger's COVID, or Corvid.
Schrodinger's
not
Corvid is
No more COVID.
God. Oh, man. All right. Next room, then?
Yep.
Okay. Moving down along the way, then, you find yourself opening the door to a spacious master suite from the looks of it. There is a large 4-poster bed with lacy curtains that look like it might be a combination of, actual lace, but then also spider webs and sort of lichen, mold sheets almost that have grown out and about around this space. You can see the broken remains of perhaps a vanity or something of that sort. You see a shattered mirror shards across the floor in front of this pile of wood, broken wood, and other fine decorations that have long since been ruined and broken.
Okay. Was this bed mostly intact though, or how bad is it?
It's mostly intact. It's rotten, but fairly intact.
Okay. And then are all 3 of these alcoves windows?
Yes.
Or is any of those okay? Cool. I guess I will kind of sift through the rubble of this vanity and see if there's anything other than broken glass
Sure.
to be found.
Roll investigation. Okay. Sifting through, you pick up on a couple of things. There is, from the looks of it, cheap imitation jewelry, like clay beads or glass beads that are sort of scattered in and amongst the elements here. Definitely looks like it was a vanity. And you're seeing signs of mold, but you're also seeing very distinct signs that, like, this was smashed.
Okay. Judging by how violently this was smashed, can I get a picture? Is this like, somebody my size and strength, or was this could I have smashed this as thoroughly as this appears to be smashed?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if there's anything else to find in here.
All right. Meanwhile, I say that that's probably been long enough that about 10 minutes have passed. So Zokar, I actually need for you to make a wisdom saving throw. No, actually, sorry, I apologize. Make a charisma saving throw.
Ah!
sure, because that's worse.
Okay. As you are finishing your incantation, and as it has been developing, you are getting that growing familiarity, that background old necromancy. And as it grows and you become more attuned to it, you start to sense the a gentle undercurrent of illusion. And just as you are starting to recognize that, your eyes snap open. Selva, there next to you, sees Zokar's eyes snap open and glow white. And
Wait, I'm right next to
oh,
him.
sorry, and I thought Selva was over there with the dolls.
Selva's right here.
I'm just like kind of in the
In the whole vicinity.
It's me, Sophie,
Yeah.
Selva.
Gotcha. Okay, so yes, Tally noticed.
I'm covering it with my bow.
All right, yeah, so that actually kind of works fairly well. So Tally, you watch the eyes snap open and glow with this pale white light. And Selva, you see the red doll the little button eyes start shining. And Zokar, you just feel yourself, you feel like a hand grab your chin and wrench you over to the window. And all of the decay melts away, and you see this window seat in its full pristine condition, a lovely plush cushion, and you look and you can see a very different landscape, a dark, rainy, dismal place that doesn't resemble the exterior of the house that you saw before. And faintly reflected back in the glass, you see yourself, a young girl with a twisted arm that's bound up against in a sling, and a sort of black scarring across the side of the face. And you see tears running down the cheeks. I just want to get out. And then you're sort of snapped back.
Do I have red hair or blonde hair?
You had red hair.
Okay. Was I 6 or was I 9?
You were 6.
Sylphine is the one with the like health issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will recount the vision. This feels weird for an identify spell. I detected illusion magic in the moment before I had this vision, so I will convey all of that. And the sense of being trapped and crying and just wanting to get out, and how deeply unsettling that was. And then that's where I'll leave it. And then I'll go see what's going on in all these other rooms.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So you're ditching us.
Yeah, I mean, I did what I set out to do. I mean,
Yeah, we were guarding you,
Thank you.
Salva, come with us.
I'm coming.
And we'll sort of roll our eyes at him. Oh my god.
So you probably run into us just as we're finishing leaving this room. This is the most intact looking bed, but it still doesn't look like anyone is sleeping here. So it's weird that the dining room and the pantry were still stocked.
There's still one more room on this level, and then there's the upstairs, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the basement. Where all the
And the
creepy
basement.
live.
Yeah, that's definitely where all the evil stuff lives.
Oh, for sure.
Did we already say this? So does it look like, I mean, it seems like those are the children's bedrooms, and this looks like a master bedroom? Maybe.
So maybe this is the restroom? Washroom? I don't know if that's a thing.
I don't think they have indoor plumbing, especially not in a chateau that is in the middle of the mountains. I suspect there's just an outhouse.
It's more of a chamber pots sort of deal.
With magic, anything's possible. Who knows?
Yeah.
True.
All right.
At any rate,
Shokar,
let's both open this door.
I'll pull out my crossbow.
Okay.
I'm still with my bow out.
So Barazoon, you go to open the door, and it doesn't give.
I step back and say, Zokar, this looks like a job for your beefier abilities.
I believe in exercising both the mind and the body, and then my armor will flash with lightning, and I will smash it.
All right.
So
Give an athletics. Once again, there is a satisfying crunch as the locked the locked doorknob and the hinges both separate from the frame and just bust their way through, and you come crashing through into what appears to be a similar office. This one has rich dark woods, like a deep sort of hickory wood that is carved in ivy vines. You can see mounted on one of the walls is a long, like half of the face has molded away, so you can see the exposed skeleton of a mounted deer's head, big buck antlers, what looks like kind of the remains of a desk pushed up against one wall, some other furnishings that are broken and scattered about. But from the shelves on the wall and what remains of the furniture, you're definitely getting like a huntsman's office.
Ancient Githyanki proverb. Well, I can't rewind time, but I can open a door.
Let's inspect the desk? Question mark.
Sure. Someone can take the lead on an investigation. Take advantage if you're doing a group affair.
Sure. I will take the lead. I don't need anyone's help.
Yeah.
Roll the guidance. Roll a 30. You know you want to. Do it. It only rolls 4s.
Oh my god! Every freaking guidance is 4s. It's 4s all the way down.
I just want to see. Hold on. Okay.
Okay.
This is a weighted die.
Yeah, that's uncanny.
Yeah, that's unsettling. Weird.
God, I want to cast Magic Missile right now. I
Okay.
don't have Magic Missile, but
So, Baratsune, as you are sort of sifting through the remains of the furniture, you are finding a very nice, hickory hardwood desk that has been nicely fashioned, finely fashioned, and also very obviously shattered. It has been broken, not so much decayed as broken. You definitely pick up on that. And as you are shifting your way through, you notice a piece of iron reinforced wood that is sticking up. And you sort of pull things aside and realize that in and amongst the wreckage, and what really catches your attention is that it has like a cable strung off it. And as you shift things aside, you realize that, okay, if the desk stood about here based on the marks in the floor, this would be inside one of the legs. And you realize that it's a concealed lever or a concealed trigger. And you just give it a tug, and then the wall over here, the bookshelf slides out and to the side.
Nice. I found the secret hidden bookshelf.
ooh,
You might want to stab this rug, Zokar.
Oh, if there's a rug, I'm definitely stabbing it. Like
Sophie's
it's
gonna,
like
Sophie is going to run past all of you, like through your legs, and start clawing at the rug.
Good.
stab.
So, as you all sort of, some of you rush to destroy the rug, others sort of filter in, seeing what is about. You notice a tall room, taller than the other, because on this story, the ceilings are more like 7 feet tall. They're a more sort of reasonable height on the second story. This goes the full, again, like a full 10 feet up, vaulted ceiling that is caved in for about a third of it. The ceiling has sort of clattered down to the ground. There is the remnants of a spiral staircase that went up to sort of bookshelves and hunting trophies and racks that have now fallen down to the lower level in most places of, bows and, various hunting implements, and this big gaping hole through which water is just kind of dripping down from the roof. And watching you from every vantage point possible is an entire murder of ravens.
Okay. So this is the creepiest man cave I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Tally is also triggered because, cats and birds.
Mm-hmm.
So Tally is like restraining himself from not attacking the birds and eating them.
How's Sophie doing?
Sophie is distracted by the rug.
Fair.
Sophie is using the rug as a claw, as a scratching post.
Mm-hmm.
At least till further notice.
Fair.
Okay.
Do the ravens seem like they're posturing angrily, or are they like just watching?
They just seem to be all eyes are on you, and they are perfectly still.
It concerns me that they're multiplying.
So are any of them within reach, or are they all kind of perched up high?
They're all upper story.
Are these like taxidermied?
I doubt it.
Make a perception check.
I'd like to prepare an action to shoot at them with my magic shooty. But I'm going to look up at them and then look at my friends and while keeping kind of one eye on them, and in English say, so what do we think of spiced crow over root vegetables tonight?
All right, what is this English?
Yeah, common.
Right. You go.
Yeah. Okay. Azure, as you glance around, you do notice, though they are sort of unmoving, you notice the blinks. You notice all of them sort of blinking as they're watching you. This is definitely a live, actually, I said murder for crows. An unkindness of ravens is indeed clustered here. But you also, as you sort of follow the gaze, you realize that really what they're looking at is the Book of the Raven in the center of the room.
Oh, there it is. And I will walk over and pick it up.
Why would you leave it in here?
I don't know. It's hard to keep track of these books,
So I say my thing, and my prepared action is if I see something that approaches too much recognition, I'm going to blast them.
Oh, as if it seems as though they understand you, you're gonna blast them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Make a perception check. That one.
I blast it with electricity, lightning launcher. Woo!
Okay, well, here we go. Heavy crits. So it's all of your dice maximized, and then roll the dice again and add the modifier just once.
Okay, so that's probably actually a 1. So it would be 11 points of lightning damage.
Gotcha.
From my bolt, a vaguely familiar but kind of mechanical looking lightning bolt shoots out of my chest and fries this raven.
There is an immediate cacophony of cries that echoes through the space, and the massive beating of wings as the entire unkindness takes to the skies. Through the flurry of activity, Zokar, everyone make a perception check.
Everyone.
Everyone.
Oh gosh. Ow.
Oh, okay. Selva, I'm gonna send you a private message.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh, I'm like nervous.
Yeah, you're dead. It's over.
The raven is still typing. Oh,
Yep. The Raven is typing. I like that.
LOL.
Quote the Raven. LOL.
Close the Raven. Dot 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 dot. dot, dot.
Hashtag LOL.
Yep. Oh my
Nice.
lord.
so this flurry is still happening.
Yeah, so the swarm of ravens flurries around and begins, pouring out the big hole in the ceiling.
Well, I guess tell everybody. I think I saw somebody in there. It was a woman. She looked sort of middle-aged. She was holding onto her chest, something on her chest. Did anybody else see anything like that?
I mean, did a electrocuted raven body fall down to the ground?
No.
Then all the ravens are gone. There's not like one sitting up there with like smoke trailing off of it.
No.
Okay. So it is a shapeshifter.
Or something along those lines.
Or something completely different.
Maybe she was friendly.
We will have to. We'll never know. There's no way to tell.
Very shortly.
Is the book still here?
Yeah, did I grab the book before that happened?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No, I've held on to the book. I'm not letting go of it again. All right. So apart from moldering books and creepy trophies and a bunch of weapons, is there anything else in this room?
Make a investigation check now that you have some time to search about.
With guidance.
Not a 4.
The streak is broken.
The streak is broken. Only a +2 this time.
I mean, I wasted like 3 more of those 4s.
Yeah. All right. As you search about, you do notice that, there's a lot of trophies and old, sort of nonsense. But you notice that sort of cleverly concealed among the rubble, tucked into corners and whatnot, you find rolled up bedrolls and changes of clothes.
Okay, so this, and do these look kind of fresh? Okay. I would like to make a metagaming check. Because I have a suspicion about these ravens, but I don't think my character has any reason to be. Okay, then cool. I have a premonition that maybe you shouldn't shoot first and ask questions later. At any rate.
What if they shoot first? We would have given up our only opportunity to shoot first.
Ask questions
Very
later.
true. Very true.
There is logic.
All right, shall we
Should
go to
we-
the top floor?
I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, so are there 2 more smashed desks, or you described a table?
It's mainly like that's just to give those piles are not specifically the locations. I was just trying to give the room a vibe on the map. There's a lot of rubble basically all over the place. So some of it is broken furniture. A lot of it is the rubble of the ceiling and the sort of balcony around the perimeter that has sort of crumbled away in most places. So yeah, it's just a lot of rubble everywhere.
How far up is the ceiling totally? Is it like 20 feet, 15 feet?
It's a good like 10 to it's a peaked ceiling, so it starts at about 10 feet, and then the top of the spire is about 15 feet.
And there's a hole that all these ravens flew out of. About how big is the hole?
About a third of the roof. You know, a big, like, it's probably 15 feet across.
Did it seem like the ravens like kept flying, or could we tell like how far they flew away once they exited the hole, or maybe are they still?
You heard the squawking and the cries that quickly went silent.
Barth, Zune, you said sort of had a premonition. Do you wish we had tried to speak to the ravens?
Nah, I don't know anything about these birds. They're spooky birds. So I want to thumb through the Book of the Raven to see if it is changed at all in the hour or so it was outside of my possession.
Sure. As you thumb through, just over and over and over again in the same splattered, sloppy handwriting. Get out, 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 get out.
Oh, goodness.
I think that would be useful if I heeded such warnings.
I kind of heed such warnings. This is terrifying.
I'm gonna turn to
You know,
Bart.
no. There's nothing unusual about the book. It's exactly as I remember it.
I'm gonna turn to Bart Zune and I'm gonna say, I'm going on the roof.
All right.
Callie
I-
is notably shook.
I'm gonna like eye all of you, like I'm like mentally weighing you, and I'm gonna go, I can take any one of you if you'd like to come to the roof.
I'd like to speak to the Raven Lady personally.
My Drake and I will stay here and guard the party.
Fireman's carry, or I can hold you like a baby.
Let's try maybe just kind of like yelling up to them first, if they might just be right there. I mean, we're at a chateau. Mademoiselle, are you still there? That was a huge mistake. Please talk to me. We would love to converse with you. That was a major mistake. That is, we were on edge from the, trials we've encountered in this place.
Make a persuasion check. I'd like you to roll 2 dice so that I can do something with them.
Roll 2 dice. What is that?
I can't. Oh, you automatically roll 2 dice. So yeah, just roll the 2 dice, your normal roll of persuasion, and we'll see what comes out there. You wait for a heavy pause. Just the sort of pitter-patter of old rainwater trickling down from the ceiling to splatter amongst the rubble. And you hear a creak of wood from above you. And a voice calls out, "What business would you have with us?"
We hail from a well-renowned library. We are in possession of this book. It's caused some trouble. Everything we've looked into has led us here, and we'd very much like to know what's going on here and if maybe we can help.
And when you have solved problem with your book, you will go away, be pleased?
Yeah, I think we'll load up the old disc and get out of here.
Sorry.
What sort of people are you?
We're
Scholars.
scholars. We're friends. We're companions. we're working together to achieve something.
Dirty thieves. I'm not there.
We're warriors
Collecting-
and sorcerers, and
Collecting scholarly artifacts.
mhm. We come from a place of respect. I mean, like, we're respecting you, not like we're respectful.
Oh,
We're despicable.
Yeah.
It helps. I recognize you probably did not enjoy being shot with lightning, but we have.
No,
had
it is
three-
not an experience I'm keen to repeat, thank you, be pleased.
I don't. Please just understand we had recent encounters with were rodents, and it has left me a bit on edge around shapeshifters. We would be happy to speak with you face to face.
The woman, I would like you to go to the master bedroom. Be pleased.
Can you give me a little? Do I have to go by myself?
Yes. As will I.
Can I kind of feel it out if I trust if
Yeah, that is
intending me
very
harm?
that is very much an insight check sort of situation. She seems what you pick up on very strongly is an air of concern and fear.
Can I, like, while we're going over there, like, sort of secretly ready a spell, like, while I'm going over there that maybe she doesn't notice?
Yeah, potentially. You don't know where she is precisely or what kind of line of sight she has, but you can certainly attempt to do that sort of thing.
I will
I know.
tap her on her shoulder on her way out and give her a guidance in waiting in case she needs it.
Okay.
All right. Well, okay, I guess while I walk over to the master bedroom, I will ready my little storm orb. Kind of like trying to conceal it a little bit.
Sorry, and I didn't quite catch it. What was the spell you're preparing?
Oh, I didn't tell you.
Oh,
So,
gotcha.
I'll ready a level 1 magic missile.
Okay. And what are the components of magic missile? It should say V, S, or M, or some combination thereof.
V/S.
Okay. So then I need you to make a sleight of hand check. Actually, really the more pertinent thing here, I need you to make a stealth check.
Okay. Whoops. That was not a good choice.
Okay. Okay.
You have a guidance if you need it.
Probably.
All right. Very good. So you head over into the master bedroom, presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And as you do, the one of the shattered panes of that bay window there, a raven hops and sort of lands on the edge of the glass and takes a keen look around. Has anyone tried to follow Selva? Okay.
No.
All right.
no.
Then the raven hops in further and sort of in midair spreads, or sort of comes down on the other side of the bed from you, and sort of the curtain of the bed frame sort of lifts off to one side, and you can see that same middle-aged, dark, tan-skinned woman sort of wrapped in part of the bed canopy, just sort of looking at you. There won't be any need for your magic, be pleased.
What's your name? Checks no.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm just sort of trying to decide where she's at. Names are not important at this point. We are simply ones who do not need to be enemies.
Can I ask what's your connection to this place?
a matter of convenience.
What about the book?
That poor, poor girl. We make our home here because it is an unwanted place. There are fairly true rumors that it is haunted, and that gives us a private place to do our work. As people on a mission, I think that you understand the importance of work. But we have not been able to help her. But we have noticed that sometimes she has learned a thing or two from us.
What is the nature of your work?
We try to prevent bad things like what happened here happening in other places.
Can we communicate with her?
You can certainly try. We have done what we can, but to put such a spirit to rest is beyond our particular capabilities and requires us to risk our mission. She is understanding to us and kind to us. Be pleased.
What have you tried?
Make a persuasion check. Let's see. Oops, I'm on the wrong tab here. Okay. We have made our peace with her and coexist peacefully with her so that she does not disturb us, and we give her the proper space in the places that she likes. In order to put her properly to rest, one would have to retrieve her body. And that is not something that we are able to risk our mission for. Crossover into the Shadowfell would not be good for us.
How is the book tied to her situation or your work?
The book is her doing, but I believe that she learned from our proclivity to change our forms and to play tricks on those around us when we are too close to being threatened. Be pleased.
So it sounds like we would both be interested in helping Selphine.
We do not wish to get in your way, absolutely. If that is your goal, then by all means, you may do so. But we will not cross into the mists to go with you.
What are the mists? Where are the mists?
The mists are a gateway to a dark and despaired corner of the Shadowfell, twisted places known as the Domains of Dread. We position ourselves here because a crossing to such places is fueled by Selphine's grave, but her remains are not in it.
Do you know where her physical remains are?
By the fact that there is a crossing powered by her grave, I would suspect that her body is on the other side.
Oh boy.
Now I know that we got off to a rough start. Like I said, my companions and I are, we come from a place of, honoring knowledge and the sort of missions we approach typically,
Yes, please see that you give him a good slap the next time that you have the chance to catch him unawares. Be pleased.
But because we all come from different backgrounds and have lots of types of knowledge, I think that, how would you feel comfortable if I invited them to come in and speak with you as well? They might know more, and perhaps all of our knowledge combined could make some headway.
I am not comfortable with that. What we do is very precious, and there are some things that we must keep to ourselves, and I cannot risk an unpleasant encounter. Be pleased. That said,
We did.
I believe that I have told you everything that we know that would be helpful.
Okay. And just finally, if we were interested in checking out the Shadowfell, do you know how we would go? Oh, you said her grave, right?
Yes, but the spirit must be present. So you will need to find a way to coax her back by coming on her good side, or you shall have to weaken her and force her to retreat to it. Otherwise, the crossing will not open.
Okay. Is it like, do you know, is it kind of like a family catacombs in the basement, or is her resting place outside in the yard?
The family is buried in the backyard, yes.
All right. Well, you have been most helpful. Is there anything, that we should be on the lookout here? When we were kind of experiencing some of those ghostly, scary things downstairs, was that you and your tricks? Was that your work?
We are good at tricks of the voice, but
Mm.
tricks of sight, those are her.
Ah, okay. All right.
If
Wow.
you should look to find her, for good or ill, her room is just above the Baron's office.
The Baron's office?
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Upstairs.
Ooh.
All right.
so we have to keep going up.
All right. Well,
I
Thank you
think,
very
don't quote
much.
me. Yes, yes.
all right. Well, thank you very much. I think I'll return to my party and we'll make a decision together. But thank you for being open-minded despite the kind of unpleasant first encounter.
If you would be so kind as to make sure that we continue on the right foot, please vacate the tower immediately. Be pleased.
No.
And
All right.
she changes back into raven form and flutters out the broken pane of the window.
Okay. I'm gonna stroll on back. Hopefully peacefully to the oops. Just like in real life, I got lost. All right.
Selva, you've returned, no doubt triumphant.
Mm-hmm.
Mission complete.
Right. And I relay everything that was just told to me.
We learn things.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
A jaunt to another plane is in order, it sounds like.
Yeah, that seems to be area of expertise.
God, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that shit.
But I think that, if this danger is ahead of us, maybe we should approach at least getting Selfina on our side, maybe in a peaceful way. It seems like there's a lot of frightening things ahead, regardless.
Yeah. So, her room is upstairs.
Mhm.
We could go and confront her now, or we could go check out the basement and see if there was anything that could help us in that confrontation. Do the old RPG trick of checking every place but the place you need to go next.
Well, we also don't know. I mean, sometimes they outsmart us in that regard, and there's something scary in that place.
Well, I vote we go to the basement, and if there's something in the basement,
Yeah,
deal
I
with
tend to
that,
agree. Despite
and
my
then go see
skepticism,
the kid.
Yeah.
despite
I
my
mean,
skepticism, I tend to agree with Trigger.
it sounds like everything we've encountered has either been Mademoiselle Raven or Selphine. So
Yeah, let's go.
Materials. As we descend the stairs, do you know of the Shadowfell? Has your sojourn through the books of Candlekeep revealed to you the truths of the Shadowfell?
I would like to roll an Arcana check to
You-
know what I know about the Shadowfell.
So I actually have a cousin, 3 or 4 times removed, that apparently went to one of these dread domains, and he came back and he was never quite the same. Poor Xavian.
Also, as we pass by the pantry, I will suggest that maybe we should return the food to the pantry that probably belongs to the friendly raven folk.
I
who have-
see. We have to return my bounty, but you're not going to put the harp back.
Well, the harp obviously is treasure, but
Obviously.
food is like they eat that to live.
Okay, I'll put the food back, but then you and I get to split the bounty of the harp from the raid.
Yeah, that's
No,
fine.
hold
Of
on,
course,
wait a minute.
I would expect nothing less.
When you say split, why do you two get to split?
You're asking really silly questions. I don't.
Are you lifting it around with your mind right now?
Maybe I
I
am.
could.
Look, this harp's probably worthless. Don't worry about it.
I'll put the
Interesting when you guys need saving when you die.
I'll put all of the food back and most of the spices. I'll keep at least one jar of whatever that spicy spice is.
Sounds good. All right. So who's going first? Is it basement?
Yep.
All right, Zokar first, per usual.
Yeah,
Sounds-
oblivious to the lack of social cues as he is, as we're descending into the stairs, I'm going to continue telling the story of the Shadowfell, and I'm going to be like, have you ever felt as if your shadow was watching you? What if I told you that there were things that were watching you from the shadows, and that they were doing so from a land just beyond your material plane?
I
But
feel like you're in a
connected-
Rod Serling voice right now, and there's like a black and white chalkboard behind you where you're laying this all out.
yeah, I'm just making it creepier than it needs to be as we walk down to the basement.
Good. Good.
Picture, if you will, a land beyond your land, where things are watching you.
Ever felt the hairs rise up on the back of your neck? That's for good reason. You were being watched. Just stuff like that.
Mhm. All right. As you descend into the pitch black of the cellar, the dank, cold air clinging to your skin, there is a sort of unsettledness to the air, a sort of faint, almost whistling in the distance of a strange draft echoing through catacombs. And you kind of pad down. You see a hallway that extends before you. To one side, there is an open archway that the torchlight faintly shines in onto piles, ruined piles of boxes and barrels and things that seem to be a storeroom off to one side.
Let's start looking through the stuff.
I don't want to mess anything up, so who's where?
1 second. Let's see.
I
So,
think I see it.
yeah. Back to the other side of the map, basically.
Left side.
Yep. I'm going to move Azure and Selva. There we go.
Oh, there we are. Oh, this is a big map. Jeez.
Yeah, I wasn't messing around. But memo to self, we'll have to do it. I'll do smaller pieces next time we have a dungeon crawl so that the recording can handle it properly.
There.
All right. Investigate cellar stuff.
All right.
With guidance.
In investigation assistance. Advantage.
Why not?
Sure.
Just saying.
First odd number that guidance is rolled.
Yeah.
Look, I don't need your assistance. I'm a trained investigator.
Fine. No assistance.
I mean,
You didn't look under that piece there. You should look under that piece there.
No. Take your 13 and just be quiet.
Oh lord.
no, I rolled an 18.
Yes. Yeah.
I rolled the second
Yeah.
because you insisted on
see that.
helping.
Right.
It was before the
Oh,
guidance.
I insisted on helping.
So, poking around,
Almost.
You do, you find, rubble and ruin, old supplies. Like, there is a thin film on the floor of just like wine or beer or molasses and all of the foodstuffs that might have been stored here, just coagulated together and growing a fine sort of patina of mold across the top. Poking through, you do not find anything useful or identifiable even.
There's a lot of mushroom stew, is what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Nothing useful, and then let's go over here.
All right. As you head over there, the light being cast, you can see that there is a simple wooden door set into the wall across the hall, and then the passageway turns and slopes downwards, and before opening up to a circular room at the edge of your torchlight. Those of you who need it, you can see sort of the lip of a well.
Oh gosh.
Let's go check out the well.
Okay.
Is there a loose rock by the well?
Yeah, probably.
I will grab that loose rock and imbue it with artificer light, and then I will drop the rock down the well.
Okay.
Full of a toke.
It's full of it. Good. Good.
I'm hanging back a little bit, but not too far.
That might be the best actual Lord of the Rings reference that I've ever gotten.
It's good. It's good. So you drop this pebble, this enlightened pebble down, and you actually hear the sort of almost like whistle through the air. And you kind of hear the impact on water, the drop sound of something hitting water. But it's almost cut off as the echo. Instead you hear, "Henry, are you down here, boy?"
Oh no!
Pooch.
Henry,
Dog drowned. Or something happened.
Am I correct in assuming that this is vaguely to scale, and this is something that I could like do that weird shimmy crawl down?
Yeah?
Can I see down the well? Is there light down at the bottom?
There is not.
drop your torch.
It goes straight to the Underdark.
Oh,
Straight to the Underdark.
could go straight to the Shadowfell. You know what? Zokar is a bold person who is bold. So
Okay, I will see what you're about to do and at least hand you the other end of a rope.
Oh God.
I will tie it around my waist, and then I will shimmy down.
So Sophie can fly, so she will descend above your head. Not like right on top of you, but like 3 or 4 feet above you, just to like.
No. Remember, we realized that
Oh, she
she can't actually fly.
I'm actually gonna have her shimmy down the rope.
Okay, fair enough.
She's gonna go with you. Sophie's gonna go with you.
Okay. All right, Zokar, as you sort of shimmy, slide down the rope, bracing on the walls, the light from the torch above sort of echoing, bouncing off the walls as people look down after you before it's, starting to fade away into shadows at the edge of the lamplight. You go 20 feet down, 30 feet down, 40 feet. The torchlight is fading away. And you feel the cold, icy embrace of water starting to creep up your leg.
There's cold water down at the bottom of this well.
Like most wells have.
Is there anything in the water?
Zokar, make a wisdom save.
Okay. Do I see my rock while I'm saving for wisdom?
You do not. It is dark down here. There's light in the distance coming from the torch, but your rock is nowhere to be seen as something grabs you and yanks you into the water itself. And so you are now submerged, this icy chill embracing you. And you hear this sort of echoing reverb. There is no vision. It is now dark. And this echoing, reverberating voice around you. Henry, where are you? I can't get out. Henry!
I will, thinking quickly, I will take my tools out and try and touch something and have it make a dog, like a hunting basset houndy dog woofing sound.
Okay.
Also, not to mute your dog noises, but as soon as you disappear, I know because my Drake tells me.
Yeah. Well, also,
And I'm like,
those...
Shit, he's under the water.
Yeah, those of you who have dark vision, look down, and you hear a splash, but you see nothing. It's just the rope goes down, and then it's pitch black.
Yeah,
Can we
you
all
hear my
pull on the
Drake
rope?
screech at the top of its lungs.
Sounds
Should
about...
all pull him up.
Okay.
Tug of
Yeah,
tug of war style.
Look, he might be fine. It's clearly magical darkness down there. We can't see him.
I hate to do this, but I shove you aside and I say, my Drake says it's a problem, pull him up.
All right,
Let's
start hauling him up.
Zokar, I'd like for you, this is actually interesting, make a charisma save with advantage.
Sophie is also freaking out and it's kind of appropriate.
Okay. You reach out and conjure the sound of a dog barking, and you hear sort of echoing around you through the watery, Henry, I'm coming! And you feel this yank as you are pulled upwards, and the icy chill almost like clings to your skin as you are pulled out of the surface of the water, gasping for breath. Despite what felt like a short span underwater, your lungs are just burning from a lack of oxygen as you are sort of climbing up the rope and your party is pulling you up out.
Sophie gets beneath him and like starts propelling him up a little bit.
I will repeat the dog sound as I am being pulled up. Interestingly, it's only audible out to about 10 feet, so it's not like they can hear it. This is not something they hear. But I will keep repeating the sound as I'm getting hoisted up.
Okay. And eventually you are pulled over the lip of the well. Everything is quiet and still. A little less cold than when you first came down.
I took a bath I didn't want to take.
You probably needed it. We've been traveling for like 3 or 4 days or whatever.
My intimidating musk has been stolen from me.
It was probably corpse water, if that's any consolation.
Without soap, I think it's fine.
I can take solace in knowing that I bathed in the water of the lesser dead. Thank you, Selva.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have clues to indicate that the Baron perhaps drowned in the well, or stumbled in the dark, or they both died down there.
In a hunting accident, his oldest daughter was killed after the death of the first daughter. My money would be on the wife.
The wife what?
Killing the father.
Why?
Ah.
Because she lost a daughter already, and then her idiot husband took the second one out hunting and killed that one. It was an accident, I'm sure, is what he said. And then she clearly drowned the dog as a retaliation.
Or something. We don't have enough.
Sure those are the facts. it soon.
I see that you are also an expert at unraveling history from the strands of time and weaving your own tapestry.
No, I just took the clues and I put them in the only order that works.
Okay. Well, there's one more room to explore down here. I think let's get that over with, and then we can be gone from this part of the house.
Just out of curiosity, if I look back over the well, is it still magically dark down there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going back down there again.
Sounds awful.
All right. As you it takes a little bit of some heft to push this sort of stuck door. You know, the wood timbers have swollen with moisture, and you come in to see really what looks like the meager remains of servants' quarters.
Okay.
They get the shitty room in the basement. Good job.
Nice. All right. Well, we didn't find anything extremely useful other than some a airtight theory about what happened to the father and the dog as concocted by Zokar.
Covered.
Well,
Right.
shall we go to the topmost floor?
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
All right. Let's see here. I will move. Where is Zokar? Oh, I gotta get on the right level. Let me scooch Zokar across the map yet again. Go. All right. So I have moved y'all upstairs, and there are a number of doors off this attic landing, if you will.
It looks like I'm still in the master bedroom.
Yeah, there's not enough room upstairs yet.
Oh, okay.
Hallie will move forward to get out of the way. Hold on. Give me a minute. Sophie will move with him. There we go.
I will open this door.
Straight ahead, okay. Let's see here. You kind of peek in to see a once beautifully decorated small bedroom. There is a small, sort of smaller sized child's bed, ruined against sort of one wall. You can see the faded sort of color of pink paint on the wall. There is a sort of like a piece of the roof has sort of caved in, and there's moss growing down and sort of piling up on what looks like the remains of a dollhouse. There is a long since, the string has broken, the wood has warped, but there is a bow mounted on the wall, and you see, general indication of a child's bedroom.
A kid living in the attic. Or the sub-basement. I'm sorry, I don't remember which.
This is attic.
That's what I thought.
Mhm.
Okay, good. I'm glad I'm not completely nuts. Okay. It's been a long day. Okay, is there anything to search up here? Or do kids not really have much?
You can roll an investigation check.
I'm glad to. Would someone like to help me?
With
Sure.
guidance.
I've guidance and help. Okay, cool. So that's the first one. I don't know. Whoa. Okay, let's try that again. That's slightly better.
And guidance.
I have
There
a
you go.
four. Another 4. Well done. I have a 14.
Back on the streak. Poking around, yeah, this is definitely a kid's room. From the indications and what you've heard, the party saying whatnot, it looks like Heluth's room with the bow mounted on the wall and a decently sized bed and whatnot. Looking around, you do notice that there are, little like wooden dolls and toys and things that are sort of like strewn about all over. It's not, there's a toy chest off to one side that is opened, and the things are strewn all about. But yeah, nothing in particular catches your eye.
If anyone else wants to try, I'm glad to help.
No, I'm just going to check this room up here.
Okay.
Yeah, we're looking for the other girl's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Lots of movement. As you as you peek into here, it looks like an actual like attic. There's, boxes and things draped with sheets and just sort of general storage.
Wrong bedroom.
This one.
Okay.
This one.
Okay. As you come into this room, you can see the walls painted in a sort of deep purple color, and you can see maybe the remnants of like stars painted in little bits of gold leaf or sparkly paint in places. There is a wide bay window that looks out off towards the forest. And there is a smaller bed that you see sort of pressed up against the wall, and a toy box off to one side. And sitting on the edge of the bed, faced away from you, is this sort of hunched figure with like a hood sort of pulled up. I'd like my dolly back, please. And that's where we're going to end it for tonight.
Ooh. Woohoo.
I'm sure you would, little girl. I'm sure you
And here, let me just like throw that.
Put an arrow in her face.
Throw the token in there. No, she hasn't turned around. Still has the back to you.
Fine, I put an arrow in the back of her head. I'm kidding.
But several. All right.
You're gonna make us wait 2 weeks to find out what this thing is?
Mm-hmm.
It's a ghost. What do you think it is?
It's killable, yeah.
Yeah, it's a ghost, but there's more complicated than that.
We
No,
were
we
gonna
know
talk to
it's
her.
a ghost of a girl who died when she was 6 years old. How strong could it possibly be?
We're gonna.
I'm
no,
sure
we're,
this is fine.
we're gonna.
Whoa.
We're gonna befriend it, and she's gonna take us to her grave. That's the first plan. Let's be clear.
It's going to be a peaceful resolution.
Mm-hmm.
There's always plan two.
You know how cats can see ghosts? They're very confused by this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
B is the best plan, but we will always try plan A first.
One of these days we'll be on the same B.
Yep. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, I hope that everyone had tons of fun. Good session, hopefully. I was so good last time, and then I was a hot mess today. Starting a new job and having house guests at the same time is a struggle. As usual, I failed to write down dates to tell the audience right now.
I mean, whatever.
Last time I was good about it, and then this time I messed up again.
The audience can deal. Let's all make a good face and like pause and do a thing so you can splice it in.
Exactly. I will cut.
Everyone in like 10 seconds. Do you want to give us a countdown?
No, it's fine. It will just be, I hope everyone had fun. And this is about the time that Brendan is going to pop in here and say hello because he thinks you all are awesome. Because I think you're all
I
awesome.
like Brendan.
I love Live Brendan. Live Brendan is much better than Undead Brendan.